struggling with discipline. Now, this is something that I struggle with so much and have struggled with. I won't even sit here and say that I'm this perfect person, and I'm not going to display myself as a perfect person to you guys. I make mistakes and I mess up when it comes to my routine and staying disciplined myself. And that's why I feel like I'm even able to give some advice to people that find it difficult to even stay disciplined in the first place, because I know what it feels like to not be disciplined, and I know what it feels like to feel like you can't even stay disciplined in your day-to-day life. Like, you guys know, like, you wake up in the morning, you check your phone, that's already your first mistake. You're scrolling on Instagram, you're scrolling on TikTok, you're messaging your friend, and then the next step that you take is you get out of bed, maybe you lollygag, you watch some YouTube on TV, or you go and make breakfast, and then you procrastinate your first task for the day, and you're sitting there and you're eating breakfast, watching YouTube. You're done with breakfast and you're like, maybe it's time to move on to the next thing, but you don't end up doing that. And you keep procrastinating. You go to school, come home from school, you got the gym that you want to go to, you got meditation that you want to get yourself into, you want to get yourself into those habits for the new year. And you just feel like after school, all your energy is drained and you don't have any motivation. You've heard, oh, become a very disciplined person, but you find it very difficult to stay disciplined. Now, I feel like for me personally, is my biggest reason for not being able to stay disciplined is because I don't know or have a clear vision towards what I want to achieve. I feel like, especially when we were younger, like in school, everything is structured up and made out and set out for you. That's the problem. You have someone constantly telling you what to do, when to do it, when to have it back to them, when to complete an assignment, when to go to your next class, when to go to lunch. Like, you have someone and you have some authority over you. And that's a person of authority that you listen to. You follow those rules of that person, and you constantly get your work done. You have deadlines for that work. You're probably a high achieving student and you probably get your schoolwork done. You probably do your homework. And even if you don't, this video is still going to apply to you. But I feel like growing up our entire lives, we're always taught to have someone telling us what to do. If that's not our parents, that's our teachers. So, and the problem with that is, once you're out of school or once you're not living with your parents anymore, you no longer have that authority or that figure over you to tell you what to do. So, a lot of us don't have that structure in our lives anymore, and a lot of us don't have a clear goal into what we want out of life. So I think the first thing that really changed and transformed everything for me is just having a clear vision of what you want. So if there is something that you want, let's give for an example, you want to be a musician. Think of the things that you want out of being a musician. And it could be materialistic things, or it can be metrics that you want to hit or achieve with your music. So let's give for an example, you want to hit a certain amount of plays a month on Spotify with your music, or let's give for an example, you want to get a certain amount of views on your YouTube videos every single month. You can use that metric as a goal of yours. So let's say you want 100,000 monthly listeners. And of course, that's a very high goal. But I think that having that goal in front of your face, so creating a vision board, writing down your goals, is going to be such a big help. That's something that I made sure that I did for myself, is writing down my goals and being able to place it somewhere where you can see it. So I have my goals written down in my journal, and here soon I'm going to place my goals directly on my wall. So every time I wake up, I can see the goals and the things that I'm striving to achieve. And you can even put a certain car that you want, or go all out, put a house that you want, put a certain amount of listeners that you want, a certain amount of subscribers, a certain amount of money you want to make. You want to have your goals clear directly in front of your face. Think about it. When we have teachers, they give you a deadline. They send you notifications in your emails for online work, for example, to let you know, hey, this paper needs to be turned in Thursday at 9 a.m. Make sure you have your paper in, or you're going to get an F if you don't do it. If you aren't studying for it, then obviously you're probably not going to pass the test. So it's in front of your face, and once you have your goals, clear vision in front of your face, or even write them down in your journal or on a piece of paper, that is going to help you tremendously when you have those days where you're like, damn, I just don't feel like doing anything today, or damn, I'm just not feeling it today. Think about the goals that you want and think about your future self. Your future self is not there sitting there like, oh, a couple, what, 100 days ago, I didn't feel like recording that song. 100 days ago, I didn't feel like going to the gym. 100 days ago, I didn't feel like filming that YouTube video. They were in that moment, and the future self that you envision, you have to pretend to be that person now, because you got to think about it. Are the habits that you're doing on the day-to-day basis getting you towards your goals? Habits play such a big role into where you're going to be a year from now. You can look and sit down and write down everything you do in a day. That's also a really big one. Something I did was I wrote down everything I do in my day. So you can do like, oh, I woke up and then I scrolled on my phone for 30 minutes. After those 30 minutes, I finally got up, I made my bed, and then I went to brush my teeth at this time. And then I washed my face at this time. You could just do like morning routine. And then after morning routine, I made breakfast and watched YouTube from this time to this time. Keep track of everything that you do in your days, whether that be, time blocking it or just writing down the things that you do in your day, and that will show you exactly where you're slacking and where you can improve as well. Because if you're keeping track of the habits that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, you can go into that list and replace those bad habits with good habits. So let's say, for an example, you're watching YouTube for an hour and you could be doing something else more productive, like reading, for example. Obviously you can turn YouTube into a productive thing, but at some point you have to realize that the real knowledge is genuinely in books, and it's not coming from your favorite YouTuber that's selling you a course at the end of their video. I'm sorry to tell it to you, but a lot of these YouTubers that are making these videos, they're selling a course to you that is supposedly going to change your life because there's some transformational information in them. I'm here to let you know that a lot of the information that these YouTubers have in their courses and that these YouTubers are teaching genuinely can be found in some really good books. I definitely recommend for you guys, check out Atomic Habits by James Clear. That book is absolutely amazing. He goes into building habits, creating habits. He goes into how to even trick your brain to want to do a habit more easily. So let's say you want to go to the gym, have your gym clothes like right in front of you before you go to bed. So it's gonna get you more motivated to go to the gym. There's just so many little gems in that book. That's why I really recommend you guys to check out that book if you just want something to begin with. And another thing that really worked for me was just having a to-do list for your days. So make sure you're writing down the things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis so you can actually see clearly what you need to do. And I like to do this the night before, so when I wake up, I'm not thinking about, oh, what do I need to do, wasting time that you could be taking action into doing what you need to do. So just make sure you do it the night before. In my personal opinion, just write down what you need to do for the next day. And of course, if things pop up, don't put yourself down. Like, that's another really big thing. A lot of people try and change their entire life within a day. Like, it just doesn't work that way. Some people genuinely have done that before, but I'm here to tell you 99% of you guys that are watching this video, you're not going to go to the gym for 2 hours, and then after you come home from the gym, shower, and then after you shower, meditate for an hour, and then after you meditate for an hour, read a book for 2 hours, and then after you read a book for 2 hours, go sit in the sun for 30 minutes, and then after you sit in the sun for 30 minutes, make a high protein lunch. Like, you have to make sure that your goals or the things that you have to do more like it is kind of at a goal or a level that you can actually achieve them. So when you're making your daily planner or even a to-do list, make sure that the goals that you genuinely think you can achieve. And this is where you're gonna have to lower your ego. If you're not already close to doing these things, then you need to drop the bar lower. Go to the gym for 30 minutes to an hour. An hour at the gym is honestly more than enough to be in there building muscle and toning your body and getting leaner, as long as you're focusing on actually having good controlled movements and make sure you're not freaking in there just having any kind of form. An hour is more than enough at the gym. You know, meditating for 5 to 10 minutes is more than enough for a beginner. Those 10 minutes can feel like 30 minutes. And I know that because I was once meditating at 10 minutes. I'm not that far ahead of you guys. Like, I'm not saying I'm more superior. I meditate for about 15 to 20 minutes a day, and that's coming from me. I'm not perfect. I'm not here to appear perfect either. I am a normal guy just like you that's trying to teach you guys how you can build more discipline in your day-to-day lives. So, and another thing that I really want to say is it is very important to take care of your health, because a lot of people are mistaken not having any discipline with not taking care of themselves. So that is, if you're staying up super late, and I don't think there's anything wrong with staying up late as long as you use your time, wisely when you're awake. So if you're staying up late and you're not getting enough sleep because you have to get up for school at a certain time, then you're neglecting yourself. That isn't true self-love. You know you should be in bed by 9 p.m., but you're staying awake until 12 and you have, school at 6. So just because you're laying in bed at 12 doesn't mean you're going to get 6 7 hours of sleep. You're more than likely are going to be in bed, not even fell asleep yet, and you're going to wake up feeling tired, feeling groggy, and you're going to think to yourself that day, like, why can't I be disciplined today? Oh, maybe it's because you didn't get enough sleep. Or if you're coming home from school, or you're coming home from work and you're making meals. If your meals are trash and you're eating a bunch of junk food, no wonder why you feel like junk. You know what I mean? And it's just simple things like that that can genuinely transform the way you feel on a day-to-day basis. Is going to improve your energy if you're taking out these bad habits. Like I said, making that list of things that you do every day, and you want to look at that and take out those bad habits. So if you're not taking care of your health, getting enough sleep, making sure that you're eating enough food, making sure that you're getting in enough water, taking vitamins and minerals and maybe supplements that you need, or that is going to improve your energy, improve your health. Because guess what? Health is wealth. You only get this one body in this lifetime. And if you're not going to treat that body correctly, then it is going to turn on you, and you're going to get diseases. You're going to deal with low energy. You're going to deal with brain fog. A lot of people deal with brain fog because they're not eating properly. They're not getting enough sleep. They're not moving their body. We're staying indoors more than ever. You have to get outside. At least go outside and sit on your porch. So many people are caught up inside of buildings all day long. If you don't take time to go outside, no wonder why your mental health is fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, no wonder why you think you have depression is because you're stuck indoors all day. You have to at least try and go outside and get some sunlight. You don't want to be neglecting that either. And with that being said, just take care of your health. Like I said, make sure your goals are clear. Create a schedule for yourself. Write down everything you do on the day-to-day basis, and also take care of your health. Health is wealth. It is very, 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 very important. And with that being said, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you guys do want to see more, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, because it does genuinely help out with the algorithm. Obviously, I'm not a robot. I really, really, really do appreciate you guys for watching. I got to put that in there just because that helps the video get out to more people. But with that being said, I hope these tips helped, and stay disciplined out there and enjoy life. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.